Okay. We're not doing the countdown today. Let's just get right to it.
No countdown today. All right.
No, sir.
Well, welcome to week 4 of Big Bet Bros. I'm Dusty. This is Hunter, and we are your all NFL weekly betting, wagering, talking about the games. We're your dudes. So, welcome in. If you're checking us out, we have not had a great 3 weeks. We definitely didn't have a great week 3. But I have some stuff I want to say about that, Hunter. So, how you feeling after week 3, man?
I am bamboozled by what happened in week 3. Seriously. Just to summarize, actually, let me summarize this season in about 10 seconds. You had the Ravens barely losing to the Chiefs. Then you had the Ravens losing pretty handily to the Raiders. And then you had the Raiders getting their ass kicked by the Panthers. So we covered the whole spectrum in the first 3 weeks. That's the NFL for you.
Yeah. Hey, one little fun thing. I didn't do this on the pod last week, but remember how we've talked about how the Panthers have never, how I bet the Panthers nonstop last year. Well, last minute I jumped back on them.
Oh, yeah.
I only put a half unit on it, but it was nice to have a little bit of bonus from our rough week. Yeah, man, it's been nuts. And the thing is, we've been doing this for a little while now, and I've got a lot of buddies that dabble in the sports wagering world, and this is always the time where two things happen. All right, we're going into week 4, and you have the people who either are pissed off right now and they're frustrated and they're like, "Yep, I'm done. I've had my fix for the year," and they're quitting. Or you have the other set of people who try to play catch up and start dipping into that parlay bank, start doubling down. And I'm here to tell you, we are going to do neither. We're going to stay the course. We are going to do what we know how to do. And all things considering, just like we were talking about before we hopped on here, for you to be down 2 units and me to be down 4 units with as crazy as it has been, man, I'll take that. That is just fine with me.
Absolutely.
Not losing confidence. Yeah, am I digging in a little bit more? Am I trying to be a little bit more dialed in? Absolutely. But no, let's go, man. I'm ready for week 4. And I do want to talk just a little bit about week 3 and some of our picks because, dude, when you look at our results, and we put out the graphic last night. Did you put that out last night or was it this morning?
I put it out this morning. I've been going to bed real early lately.
Okay. So, I mean, let's talk about yours first. All right.
Okay.
You missed out on the Patriots +7. All right. When we talked about that game last week, we talked about how we didn't really know. I brought up, Jets haven't really fired on all cylinders yet.
That's right.
They looked pretty good offensively.
They looked really good.
But the Patriots, dude, they had 45 yards of offense in the first half.
Yeah, they just kind of laid an egg, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not a bad pick, right? I mean, you went with it. Chargers +2. Man, this one was looking like it was gonna play all day long until Herbert got hurt, and we had Taylor Heineke come in the game. And somebody brought up a really good point yesterday on the radio here in Kansas City. When you look at the Steelers and you look at the Chiefs, they are winning games the exact same way.
Yeah.
Exact same way. They're gritty. Yeah, man. Playing defense, grinding things out. Offense isn't clicking, which you would think that the Steelers' offense isn't going to click as much as Kansas City. I think Kansas City has a better chance to kind of get rolling. But the Chargers pick, we both played that. That's fine. Cardinals +3. Same scenario, man. That game could have gone either way. Detroit ends up winning by a touchdown. Close football game. You had the Chiefs -3.5. Great pick. Definitely looked like it was going to be the other way around there at the end.
Absolutely.
Could have gone either way. I had the over 46.5 on that game. That was cruising to the over, and got stalled out. Right? If Atlanta scores heck, if they even score a field goal there, I think we end up hitting the over because I think Kansas City goes down and scores again. So,
Yep.
What is this one? Rams plus 7.5. That
Love
was a
that
good
pick.
one. Okay, let's talk about your. I remember. I wish you would make a clip of this because you said, I know I look like an idiot right now, but I think this one's going to surprise a lot of you. And sure enough, man, they covered. Not only did they cover, they freaking won outright.
Yep.
You called that all day long. The funniest one to me, I'm sorry. The funniest one to me is the Saints plus the 2.5 that you got.
Oh, dude. I had a bad feeling from the get. I even said on the show, I was like, watch, I'll lose this one.
Well, that's just a perfect example of the public being all over a team based on what we've seen and kind of overreacting. And I did say on the show last week, I would not be surprised if the Eagles rebound, right? The Eagles are going to rebound from this. And it was an ugly game offensively. And yeah.
You have gone silent, my friend. Yeah. You totally did. You totally called the Eagles rebounding. I thought that was a great pick on your part. You couldn't have timed it better. I mean, the Saints looked unstoppable. To be truthful.
Yeah, and then the Texans, dude, go up to Minnesota, and that game wasn't even freaking competitive. Minnesota looks like, at this moment, they look like the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
At the very moment, right?
Right.
And then Bills plus 2.5. What in the world, man? Amanda got that one messed up. She got this little graphic a little mixed up. We had the Bills. I don't even know what they were. We played the Bills, and they -5. Bills -5.
You did. I did not.
I did. So, anyway, overall, man.
Overall, what? You're muted again. Yeah, it was a crazy week, but I don't know, man. I think this is just part of what makes betting fun, to be honest.
Yeah, no doubt. And my mic better now?
Yeah, I can hear you finally.
Okay. Yeah, dude. So everyone, we thought we got this fixed. We did some troubleshooting, did some browser things, switched over browsers, and it still looks like we're having this issue. So, Hunter, week 4, man. Let's get to it. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's start with the first game of the week. We've got Thursday night football.
Okay.
Man, I like a lot of totals this week. I don't know about you. I don't know if you checked out many of the totals. But first game of the week, tomorrow night. Let's see here. Golly Moses. New York Giants hosting the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Giants, 6-point underdogs at home.
You just let me know.
These two teams? What do you think about these two teams? Are you playing the game?
I am. And I can show y'all my bet slip here. Give me just a second. Let's see here. So I am playing this game. I've got the Dallas Cowboys -4.5. I placed this bet yesterday morning. I think the spread is a little too small for these reasons. I think the Giants just came off a really good win. Don't get me wrong; it was a really good win. Malik Neighbors is showing out. Still think Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback, and I think the Cowboys are in one of their slumps right now. But if there's ever been a get-right game for a team that's underperforming, it's this week. The Dallas Cowboys are going to cover a 4.5-point spread against the Dallas Cowboys, in my view. Now, if you're looking at DraftKings right this second, the Dallas Cowboys are -6. So the spread is pretty. That's a lot bigger spread. 4.5 and 6 is a totally different world. So it's up to your discretion whether you want to take the Cowboys at -6. I liked them personally at 4.5. You know, there's no such thing as a sure bet, but I will say that I do like this bet. So that's kind of where I'm at on my pick.
When did you get that? When did you get that spread?
I got that yesterday morning. Let me look at my bet slip real quick. I got that yesterday morning. Oh, I apologize. I got that last night at. Oh gosh, hold on. I was looking at the wrong thing. I got it at 2 days ago at 7:15 a.m. So I was looking at lines in the morning. For some reason, lines super early in the morning are always a little bit more bizarre. I don't know if that's just, coincidental when I'm looking at them or what, but it seems to be when the lines are just totally different. So,
yeah, I'm going to roll with you on that, and I'll just go ahead and take that same. I'll take that same line that you're taking.
You're going to take what line are you taking?
I'll take what you took, even if I got to buy a point or buy a half point, because I think it'll shift back a little bit. It's moved a ton. 80% of the money right now is on Dallas for good reason. So Dallas absolutely smokes New York. Like, if you go back and look at the history of these games, there hasn't been a game within 4 points. Let's see. In 4 years, the average margin of victory is roughly, last year Dallas won 49-17, 40-0. Year before that, Dallas won 28-20, and then 23-16. Okay, so they were at least competitive within a touchdown and a touchdown 2-point conversion. Year before that, 21-6 and 44-20. Year before that, 23-19. They played close that year, 23-19 and 37-34. Most of these games are absolute blowouts. Normally, in division games are close. That is not the way that Dallas and New York play. I just think that the defense that Dallas has is a bad matchup for the Giants. They can get after the quarterback. And really, the weaponry for the Giants is just not there. I know Malik Neighbors is awesome. He's a stud. They have no running back. So I'm rolling with you on this. Dallas minus the 4.5.
Okay, man. Obviously, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, shift to. Oh, God. Lord have mercy. My transitions are not very good today. Cool. Well, I'm just hoping that this week 4 will be better than week 3 because if so,
dude, why would it not? It can't get worse, man. Come on, we're good.
No, I know.
We're good.
I know.
What about you had Denver early on in the year, right?
Yes.
You played Denver early on in the year, I think at Seattle.
Yeah.
Didn't play them last week against the Buccaneers, dude. They looked awesome. They're the next game up, Denver at New York, right? You went against the Jets a couple times, I think, this year. Denver's 7.5-point dogs currently on DraftKings at New York. What, you playing that game?
I am not playing this game, no.
So this is really interesting, and we talked about it last week. New York not really getting firing on all cylinders yet. Aaron Rodgers looked a lot better. I still think Garrett Wilson has so much more big play potential than what he's getting right now.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is spreading the ball out a little bit more than I think I expected. If you look kind of back with Aaron Rodgers, he has really been a kind of a one-guy quarterback, right? Like he's not somebody that just spreads it out. I know he spreads it out, but not like Mahomes does, right? Mahomes will have 11, 12 different receivers in a game. Yep. Typically, Rodgers is, when he has a Devontae Adams or in this case Garrett Wilson, he's really, really feeding that guy the ball a lot. And I think that Garrett Wilson is going to have a little bit more than what he's been doing. Now, this is more from a fantasy perspective, but I don't like the matchup for the Broncos going in there against that defense. I think they played well last week. I still think they're not very good. I don't think they're that good of a football team. I'm not going to play the game. I don't like the big spread here. It's 7.5. If I was going to lean a pick, I would probably go Broncos just because of the spread being what it is. but I don't trust it enough. And I still feel like we haven't really figured out the Jets, and I'm going to stay away from this one. The over/under is 38.5. You have any thoughts on that?
No, man. It's just one of those games. It could go any direction, and nothing would shock me.
Yeah.
They're just two teams that I don't really have a gauge for. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it.
Okay. All right. So neither one of us are touching that game. Next game up. This one is a really interesting spread to me. Minnesota at Green Bay. Packers are 2.5-point favorites at home. All the money is on Minnesota. 71% of the money line money is on Minnesota. 67% of the spread is on Minnesota. Yet the Packers still remain 2.5-point favorites, even with what we've seen. Was Malik Willis good enough to where he really? I mean, is Jordan Love coming back? Is that 100%?
Let me double check that real quick. I had heard he is coming back, but let me check. Quick Google. Vikings likely to face a less than 100% Jordan Love in Green Bay.
Okay. Well, I sent you this. I am going Vikings +3 here. I'm going Vikings +3. I will go ahead and bump to a 0.5 point just to keep that safety with that field goal there. But I don't. I mean, maybe I'm going to be a week late to the party like I was with the Cardinals. That could very well happen. But the way the defense is playing for Minnesota, the way Sam Darnold's playing, he just has a knee bruise. He's not going to miss any time. I've been kind of looking over that. So, yeah, I like Minnesota here. I think Green Bay is obviously they're a good football team, and if they have Jordan Love back and he's feeling good enough and he's healthy, then obviously this game can go either direction. And I guess we will see what Minnesota's like on the road against a good team. But I'm going to go ahead and ride with Minnesota here, hanging with the 3.
Okay. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm taking the Packers -2.5 here. Public is 70% on the Vikings and 30% on the Packers. I totally get why. Vikings have looked like the best team in the NFC, but I think they are overvalued pretty significantly, and I think the Packers are really, really great at home. Weird things happen whenever Packers are at home compared to on the road, and I don't know, this just feels like a classic spot where Vegas is about to absolutely clean house on Public, going way too far overboard for the Vikings. I think the Packers can win by at least a field goal. I'm not sure if they're going to play Jordan Love. It sounds like if they are, he's going to be banged up. Maybe they should just roll with Malik Willis. They might just be putting those reports out so that the Vikings have to prepare for both quarterbacks, and it might be a little bit more of a distraction than anything.
Good point.
I don't know that for sure, but it's just an idea. So I'm going to take the super underdog Packers, even though they're favored by 2.5.
So, do you feel like most of the money though is on Minnesota with the thought process that Jordan Love's not there yet?
I mean, if
you would have to think that if Jordan Love was for sure playing, the money would be a little bit more even. I would think. With them
I don't know, man. I think that the money is on the Vikings because they have just looked so good in every single game. I mean, they beat the 49ers pretty handily, and in a lot of people's view, that is the best team in the NFC. And they've done it 3 times in a row, so people are starting to think, hey, it's not a fluke. The Vikings are for real. And, they might be. But I just think that if the Vikings are going to have a, correction, a regression to the mean, I think it's this week at Lambeau Field.
So are you trying to talk me out of this pick? Or are you saying
No.
I should bet Minnesota?
I'm not.
You're kind of talking me out of it, if I'm being honest.
Well,
you're bringing up really, really good points. 100%. Those are all really, really good points. And I do, there is part of me, like I said, whenever I initially just said the pick, in my head, I'm thinking, damn it, I was late to the party on the Cardinals. And here I am trying to go with what I've been seeing with the Vikings. But you know the rule. You got to go with your gut, and I'm just going to roll with it. So
Yeah. Hey, while we were just talking about it, the line literally went from 2.5 to 3. So
okay, so it's still the public's still all over them.
yeah.
Okay, next game. Let's see. Steelers at the Colts. They are favorites on the road. They're a 1.5 favorites currently on DraftKings at Indianapolis. What do you got?
I'm not touching this game. Feels like the Steelers are due anytime to. I don't know, dude. The Steelers are weird. Like I was about to say the Steelers are due for a loss at any moment, but you remember a couple years ago where they started out 10-0, and they weren't. They were probably the worst 10-0 team I've seen, maybe ever. Yeah, the Chiefs played them first round of the playoffs and beat them by like 20 points. So, I just don't have a very good. I'll be honest. I haven't really watched the Steelers play. I don't really have a good gauge for whether they're real or not. So I'm staying a mile away from this game, dude.
Yeah, I like the way the Steelers are playing. Justin Fields looks like he's finding himself. They're playing ball control offense. They're running the ball. He's making plays. It's nothing flashy, nothing fancy. At the same time, I really like the Colts at home as well. I think Colts are different in their building. And Anthony Richardson is explosive. I'm staying away from this game too. I think it's right where it is for a reason. It's basically a pick 'em. I'm not messing with this one either. So I'm not touching the total. I'm not touching the spread at this point. Not doing that. So nothing on that game. Philadelphia Eagles at Tampa Bay. That is our next one. Philadelphia is 2.5-point favorites on the road at Tampa Bay. Tampa looked horrible last week, man.
I know.
Are you playing this one?
Yeah, I am.
Hang on. I know what you're going to do. You're going to play Tampa. Tampa at home as the underdog.
Yep.
This is a Hunter pick. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I think I don't know. I think that Tampa played uncharacteristically bad this past week, and I still do not believe in the Eagles. I think their secondary is still really bad. I foresee Baker Mayfield throwing all over the Eagles secondary. I think he's going to have a bunch of yards. I think he's going to have multiple touchdown passes.
Are you going 2.5, or are you going to go ahead and do 3?
What's it at right now?
It's at 2.5.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I took him. I've already placed my bet in DraftKings plus 2.5. That's likely going to come back to haunt me. But I'm gonna go with plus 2.5. My advice would be, I'm not really in a spot to offer advice after last week, but if I was gonna give some advice to somebody that asked, I would say definitely be worth it to buy the 0.5 point. But I just like this so much that I kind of jumped on it. Looking to get let down on this game, but that was my conviction. That was the way I viewed the game. This one stuck out to me. I don't think the Buccaneers are as bad as they looked this past week, and I don't think the Eagles are as good as people think they are. So I like the Buccaneers as home dogs, for sure.
Yeah, and dude, I honestly, the points you're making so far on the show today, dude, you're spot on. I mean, if you look at sports, if you look at the stock market, if you look at so many of the things that we have going on, there are things that are based on overreactions. Okay, and it's the recency bias of what have you seen lately? What have you done for me lately?
Yep.
And so far, your picks are all taking advantage of that, which is a really good side to be on most of the time. So I love that pick. Earlier you were talking me out of one. This one you're almost talking me into rolling with you on this because I love that. Dude, the Bucks have weapons. I mean, they still have Godwin. They still have Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield he's steady. You're right. They didn't play well. I think that's a case of them just kind of not taking the Broncos very serious.
Absolutely.
And if you watch that game, I don't know if I was watching it basically on Red Zone. It felt like every time the Bucs had something going, it just something went wrong. It was kind of just one of those, and it just snowballed. And the Broncos played really, really well, really well. I'm not gonna play that one officially. All right, I love that pick. That's probably something that I might end up doing at a later date, but I've got my card set. I'm not gonna add it to it. I do really like that pick though.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I thought I had. Okay. No. Next one up, Panthers hosting the Bengals. Panthers are 4.5-point dogs at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude, you have been so spot on the Bengals. And this is not you just being a Chiefs fan. This is not you being Chiefs biased. This is just you calling it how it is 100%.
Well, you're going to be surprised by my pick this week then.
No, I think this is probably about the time that I could have called this. I can go for it.
I know, dude. I have – let's see here. I have the Bengals minus 4.5 on the road against the Panthers. I realize that this might be the Andy Dalton revenge game that he – and especially if you go with last week's narrative, he's gonna absolutely light the Bengals up. The Bengals are gonna be 0-4. They're absolute trash. Joe Burrow is not a good quarterback anymore. Everything's falling apart in Cincinnati, but I don't think that's what is gonna happen. I think that the Bengals are about to go on a winning streak. This is classic Bengals. The sky's falling. Everybody thinks that they're washed. They are done for. That's just not how Joe Burrow goes out. It's just not. And they have T. Higgins back, and Jamar Chase looked great this past weekend. I think the offense looked incredible against the Commanders, but for whatever reason, Lou Anarumo, is that how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, he just was not ready for the Washington Commanders. I don't know.
That college offense.
I don't know if they just took for granted Jaden Daniels and they're like, oh, he's a rookie. He's not going to do anything to us. But, dude, he absolutely shredded them. I don't think Andy Dalton had a great week last week. I don't think Lou Anarumo is going to overlook Andy Dalton. I just don't. I think that they're going to pull his tape, and I think there's going to be a much better defensive performance this week by the Bengals, and I think that the offense is clicking for the Bengals at this point. So I think this is their first win of the season. Panthers are still terrible.
I'm with you. I'm taking it too.
Hell yeah.
Panthers are still not a good football team. We've got a big enough sample size for that. The Bengals, we've seen this. We could absolutely be wrong, but if history repeats itself, dude, history repeats itself, and it has been to a T. The Bengals have started out ugly. I think we've had a perfect storm with them specifically. Played crappy the week one against the Patriots, ran into us, and honestly should have beat us.
Yep.
All right. And you're right. Last week, I think they probably just assumed they were going to get on track against Washington. Jaden Daniels played awesome.
He played a perfect game.
Played great.
It's like the best performance by a rookie quarterback ever. They said.
I'm really. This is not wagering aside. This is wagering aside. I really hope that he continues to play well because it's going to make things so much more fun.
Jaden,
electorate, yeah.
Absolutely.
As a Mizzou fan, dude, watching him last year just absolutely torch us in that game. The dude was special. And so I love seeing him have success. I hope they continue to do that. But I'm with you. I'm with you on the Bengals, man. The Raiders are not a good team. The Raiders were in a case of they were overlooking the Panthers. Clearly weren't taking that stuff serious. And the Panthers came in and had a good game plan. Andy Dalton just got rid of the football. Quick routes. He was slicing and dicing. Defense, everybody, we've seen it over and over, people rallying around a quarterback change. But I think that falls off this week. I think the Bengals take care of business against the Panthers. So, rolling with you.
I love it, dude.
Next game up. Oh, hang on a second. I got another one on that game. I am going under on that as well. Taking the under on that game.
What's the number?
The number is 49.
Okay.
Let me see here. It might be 48 and a half. Let's see. I just don't think the Panthers are going to score with it. I don't think they're going to score. Not like they did the week before.
Really?
So, actually, it's moved. It's at 48 now. When I sent you that earlier, it was at 49.
Yep.
My official pick is going to be at 49. I'll buy the point. So I'm going Bengals minus the 4.5, and then I am going under the 49.
So are you doing a parlay or those two separate bets?
No, I will not parlay those. I will just play them both straight up. If
Okay.
I do a parlay, it'll be like $5, just for
Okay.
a little bit of bonus action.
Gotcha.
All right, next game, Rams at Chicago. Rams are 3-point underdogs. How in the world are the Bears favored?
I don't know, dude. I really don't.
They've scored like what? 2 offensive touchdowns this year?
Yeah, it was weird enough of a spread for me that I was very tempted to take the Rams, obviously, but I was like, this is just strange. Something smells funky about it.
So I'm not going to play the spread here. I am going to play the total. Since 2019, any totals that are on 41, which is what this is at, I'm taking the over 41. The over hits 62% of the time. I don't think either defense is great. I still think that the Rams are going to be able to score. I think the Bears are going to be able to score finally. I think this is the week that Caleb Williams does get going. Dude, I mean,
I agree.
he's got weapons all around him. I think it's just him. It's been an issue of him trying to make too many things happen, I feel like. And turnovers have been an issue for him. But I think this is the week they get it going. To me, I think easily both of these teams can get into the 20s with this matchup against each other. So I'm taking over 41, but I'm not taking the spread.
All right, yeah, I'm not touching it. I will just say this. I'm starting Caleb Williams in fantasy this week. I'm starting him over Brock Purdy. I think this is the week that he gets going. Rome Odunze showed out last week. DJ Moore didn't have a bad week either. Yes, Caleb Williams he's underperformed, to say the least. But if you actually looked at a graph of his performances week 1 through week 3, he's on a steady trajectory up. So I think that continues. If he can get the mistakes cut out, I still think he's going to be a special player in this league. Do you agree with that, Dusty?
100%. 100%. I mean, I'm not a Caleb Williams fan.
Me either. I think he's entitled and all that stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from a personality standpoint, I'm not a fan of his yet. That's still, I can be reverted back. It's still early, but from an actual player standpoint, I mean, the dude is unbelievable talent. I mean, I thought last year that he's the closest thing to Mahomes in the way that he can move, extend plays, arm strength that we've really seen, in my opinion. And so I still think that. I think you just got to take care of the football. But this is where, like we were talking about maybe last week or the week before. Actually, it was last week when we were talking about Bryce Young and his situation in Carolina. I mean, and everybody that's a sports fan, I mean, you should understand and know this. It's all about the situation you're in, right? And who your coaches are and your scheme and, sitting under a veteran, right? I mean, he's thrown in and, yeah, he's got good weapons, but he's got weapons that are young too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I like the over on this. I think the Rams can score as well, even being banged up. I think they can score against Chicago. The other thing I like about this too is that total. Okay, let's say that Caleb Williams does continue to struggle. Well, a pick 6 adds to the total. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's where I'm going on that. Next game up, New Orleans Saints at Atlanta. New Orleans is a 1.5-point dog.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything on this game?
No, I'm not. I was leaning Atlanta because I think they are actually better than their record shows.
I agree.
Yeah, if I was going to bet it, if you said, hey, man, you have to bet this, I would bet Atlanta to cover the basically pick 'em line. but I'm just gonna stay away from this. I've already got 6 games picked out, and this one wasn't something that I felt quite as strong about. So I'm just staying away from this one. But it sounds like you're thinking about it.
No,
So
I agree
you're
with
not.
you. I
Okay.
agree with you. I do. I do think Atlanta is better. I think Kirk Cousins is getting better each week. Their running game is really, really good. I thought that New Orleans kind of came back to the mean last week against Philadelphia. Derek Carr is still Derek Carr to me. But the thing that scares me is New Orleans is in a dome, just like they are at home.
I know.
And I don't know. I do kind of like the total on that. I like the 42. Um, I think both of these teams can score. I'm not going to play it as of now, but I really am. I'm more tempted by the over on the 42
Yeah.
than anything else. And it's interesting. Let's see on the total here. Yeah, that makes me not as interested. So 76% of the money is on the over.
Man.
But that's where I would lean if I was going to touch the game.
Okay.
As far as the spread wise, I would also lean Atlanta to win the game.
Okay.
But if I did that, I would probably just go Atlanta money line. If I was going to bet it, it's close enough to where you might as well just
Yeah.
go for it. But neither one of us are playing that. Oh my gosh, the next one, dude. Jaguars at Texans.
No.
7-point dogs. Jaguars are 7-point underdogs on the road against Houston. Houston absolutely laid an egg up in Minnesota. Jaguars look like
They're terrible. Well, they're playing terrible. I don't understand how they're so bad. Like, I'm glad that I'm not one of these people that's enamored with Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, because I feel like the Jaguars are one of these teams that people keep betting on, thinking that they'll turn it around. And last couple of years, they haven't been very good at turning it around. So thank God I don't have that condition. But I'm just staying away from this one, dude.
Yeah, I'm staying away from it too. If I was going to lean, if I was betting, I would lean Jaguars +7. I think that Minnesota did a phenomenal job keeping CJ Stroud in check last week. This is and this is cliche, but it's a copycat league, right? People see what they do to, you know, we've seen it with Mahomes, right? It was interesting the way that they played Houston last week, Minnesota. I'm talking about. I think this is a classic case where you could make the case for the Jaguars played horrible, ran into a buzzsaw in Buffalo. Josh Allen was electric. Dalton Kincaid had his coming out party for the season, and the Jaguars are not as bad as they looked.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of ifs, man. that's a lot of making assumptions and hopes. So yeah, I'm staying away from this one as well. If I was going to play it, if I was forced to play it, I would go Jacksonville covering the 7 now.
Okay.
Next game, Patriots at the Niners. Are you still riding the Patriots bandwagon? They are 10-point underdogs at San Francisco, which seems like a shit ton of points.
Yeah. I'm gonna live by the Patriots, die by the Patriots guy. I'm taking Patriots +10. And when I first saw this, I was like, wait, no, that's a trap. Don't do that. Don't do that. They're baiting you into taking the Patriots because the 49ers are about to rebound and they're about to just absolutely walk all over the Patriots. But, okay, the spread is better now. Whenever I first placed this bet, it was about 70% 49ers spread to 30%, but a lot of sharp money has come in on the Patriots apparently, because now it's 45 to 55, so it's a lot more balanced. But money line is still 88 to 12% on the 49ers. So basically nobody believes in the Patriots here, and I don't know. I like the Patriots as a 10-point underdog. They always make me nervous. I don't ever like betting them, and I know that sounds weird because I bet them so much. But I think that they kind of had it. They're not a good team, and I'm not going to act like they are. But Ramondre Stevenson had like like what? Not very many yards last week. He had Patriots lost to the Jets, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Ramondre Stevenson scored me 0 points in fantasy last week.
he had 23 yards. I don't think that's gonna. He's a really good back. He might be the only player. Him and Hunter, is it Hunter Henry? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Hunter Henry are probably my two favorite players on the Patriots, and they both had terrible weeks last week. Hunter Henry had 9 yards receiving, and Ramondre Stevenson had 23 yards rushing on 6 carries. I don't think that's going to happen again. Those are like 2 of their key pieces, and they did absolutely nothing. I don't think that's going to happen 2 weeks in a row. Could be wrong because it's betting, but I like the Patriots at plus 10 against the 49ers. And here's another thing. The line is 39.5, which yeah. Which total. The total's 39.5, which basically implies that it's going to be a low-scoring game. So there's some conflicting data here. It's like, does Vegas think that the 49ers are going to win 30-10? I don't know. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Patriots can keep it within 10. Soapbox over.
No, you're right. I mean, the spread, I mean, what they're telling you is they don't think the Patriots can score at all. Which why would anyone think they can after what we just saw them do in New York? Now they're headed west. I'm just going to stay away from it too. I'm going to stay away from it. You make good points. I mean, the play, if you're going to play it, obviously you can't take San Francisco minus the 10. I would never do that. That's too many points. But I'm too scared of the offense for New England. That was just atrocious. So I don't have much more on that one, man. I mean, it is interesting. I would probably play the under on it because I don't think that New England gets over 10, and I don't think that San Francisco scoring 30 on the Patriots defense.
Yeah.
So under is where I would lean on that. You said it's at 39.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, more money's on the over though. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would lean. If I was going to play this game, I would just go to the total and I would go under. So,
hey, watch it be 25-15. You know, it's 40 points are scored, and then I get a push. You know, I might even put $1 on the exact score being 25-15.
There you go. Do it. Commanders on the road at Arizona. Commanders are 3-point dogs on the road. Playing this game?
No, sir. Just got weird. I don't know. I just got a weird feeling from this. I don't know if the Commanders' win last week was just a flash in the pan. Really weird circumstances. And I don't know if the Arizona Cardinals, their season so far has been a flash in the pan. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. I'm staying away from it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the play here has to be the Cardinals, right? I mean, they just played a really tough game against the Lions and looked pretty good. I mean, they competed. That was a good football game. Did you watch that? Did you watch much of that game at all? Or were you driving still?
I was driving back from Indiana, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it wasn't like the Cardinals just laid an egg, where they had the good few weeks and then they came in and just everybody jumped on them and then they looked like crap. It wasn't like that. So I still think the Cardinals would be the play here, especially being at home. But I'm gonna stay away from it too. I'm not gonna play it. But I would lean Cardinals if I was gonna do it. I am excited to watch that game. I'm excited to see if Daniels can, pick up where he left off against Cincinnati the other night. And I want to see if Kyler Murray can continue to do what he's done. So
it should actually be a very entertaining game if you're able to watch it.
Should be. The total here is really crazy. I think this is the highest total we've got for the week. It's at 50.5.
Okay.
That's a high total. I don't know if we've had it. I don't know if we've had one that high yet this year.
Who's the money on? Or sorry, is the money on the over or the under? My fault.
Let's see. %54 on the over, so we're pretty split.
Okay.
Pretty split. We're also pretty split on the money line and the spread. So this is one to keep your eye on as the week moves forward. And see what things have done by the time Sunday gets here. That'll give you a good idea of maybe if you really do want to play this game, of maybe which side you need to get on.
Yeah, I agree.
So both of us are staying away from that one. Next game, we have freaking the frauds, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, just real quick, we had our first comment of the stream. I'm going to throw it up there. Look what Brandon Burnside said.
Great point, Brandon. Hunter, you know who Cliff Kingsbury is, right?
Absolutely. He was the coach at Texas Tech, and then he was the head coach at the Arizona Cardinals, and now he is the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders?
Yeah, running that college offense, according to Cam Taylor-Britt. They just torched the Bengals.
Wait. Did Cam Taylor-Britt talk shit on?
Well, okay.
I didn't catch that.
I'm not a Cam Taylor-Britt guy here, but I did listen to it, and the comments that he made were definitely taken out of context. He got asked a question about Washington, and he said, well, it's a college offense. They keep things simple for him. They don't ask him to do too much, which he's not incorrect. He didn't say it like it was a knock, but he had been talking so much shit the weeks prior that everybody just said. And then, of course, when they got torched, everyone wanted to lay into him.
Oh, college offense.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to go back to school.
So, which is another reason why I like the Bengals to rebound this week as well, because I think that they've just had enough, and maybe they're a little humbled now. But back to the point, I love that. Kingsbury at Arizona. That's a good reason to go on that total. Brandon, if you agree with that total, would you go over 50.5 in that game?
Let us know.
Let us know if you would or not. Brandon's pretty solid. He's pretty solid on his sports wagering. We've had a lot of Nebraska talk Colorado. Not Nebraska. I don't know why I said that. I think Colorado was playing Nebraska last year when we had a pretty good conversation about stuff. But anyway, let us know what you do on that total, Brandon. Next game up, the Chiefs, the team that the NFL has rigged everything for. They are taking on the Chargers. They're 8-point favorites on the road at the Los Angeles Chargers. Hunter, you're playing this game, right?
Absolutely, I'm playing this game. Are you doing it?
Oh, man. Yeah, but I think you'll be surprised on what I'm going to do here.
All right, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Go first.
Okay. So I am going to do Chargers plus 8.5. I think that, obviously Chiefs are going to win money line because, like Dusty said, the NFL has rigged it in such a way that they're going to win every single game this year. They're not only going to get the three-peat, they're going to have the first ever undefeated season. But with that being said, it is also rigged. It is also rigged in a way that the Chiefs don't win close. Or sorry, the Chiefs don't have blowout wins hardly ever. If this was the Tyreek Hill version of the Chiefs, then yes, I would maybe be a little more worried about the Chiefs winning in a blowout and me losing my one unit. But I see the Chargers rebounding a bit after their disappointing loss this past week. And, I love the Chargers plus 8.5 at home. The only thing that worries me about this game is it seems too easy. Like, it seems like too easy of a bet. I don't know I don't know why the spread's not closer. Dusty, what do you think?
So, well, two things. The reason the spread's not closer is number one, I think it shows respect to the Chiefs that Vegas thinks they're going to get it figured out offensively. We still haven't. When I say we, the Chiefs have still not really played well offensively this year. Mahomes has not been crisp. He has not been smooth. He has talked about that. He has admitted that. But I think the main reason that the spread is what it is, you have Herbert that's hobbled.
Yeah.
You're missing your right tackle and your left tackle. The Chargers are. Bosa is a question mark whether he's going to play. Now, Khalil Mack is in. I mean, Khalil Mack's good to go. By the way, Brandon said he loved the over 27-24 as his prediction. Washington, it looks like he thinks is going to get the win in the revenge game. But back to this Chargers game. Until the Chiefs prove they can beat somebody by more than a touchdown, I can't bet them to win on this. I can't bet them to cover that many points.
No.
And here's the thing too. I am like, I don't know how many people are like this. One of my good buddies up in Buffalo, he calls it emotional insurance. If I bet this spread, it's going to be the Chargers all the way plus the 8.5. If I'm incorrect, okay, great. My Chiefs kicked ass, and I'll roll with that. I'll gladly lose a unit. My units aren't big enough to where it's going to cost me anything, so I'll roll with that. But I agree. It does seem like it shouldn't be this. But Jim Harbaugh, he's so far in LA, he's shown that he can play. I mean, they're playing super physical, man. I mean, they are beating the crap out of people. I don't know what the injury report looks like right now. I don't know if it's came out, but I mean, they've got guys that are beat up all over the place. That game, if you watch the Steelers and Chargers play on Sunday, was an absolute bloodbath. They're playing physical. They're hitting people, and they're wanting to muddy things up. And I think Taylor Heineke's good enough to keep them
My thoughts exactly.
right there with Kansas City, with the way we're playing right now. So I like the Chiefs to win, obviously, but until they show that they can beat a team by double digits, I gotta be shown that. So I'm rolling with you on this. I am going the 8.5. It has moved to 8, but I'm gonna go 8.5, just like you. So that's my official pick.
Okay.
Anything else on that game?
No. It's gonna be kind of strange because you'd have to think that the Chargers are gonna try to run the ball a lot with all those injuries you just talked about. But the Chiefs have been pretty. I mean, dude,
Their run defense.
Bijan Robinson didn't do anything against us.
No.
I mean, he had the touchdown. I get that, but it's not like it's the biggest weakness of the Chiefs defense clearly is still tight ends, which they do. They've got no. That's
No.
who's their.
I mean, it doesn't matter who we play. The tight end is something that they expose with Kansas City. And I do want to jump on this real quick. Nick Bolton got so much flack the first couple weeks. Dude, for him to come up so huge in that game the other night against Atlanta was so awesome to see. And that's just me being, a Chiefs fan and a Mizzou fan.
Oh yeah.
Just so happy to see him play well. I know that, freaking, oh my gosh, why am I losing? Tight end for Atlanta. What's his name?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, gosh. Yeah, I know he had the big 50-yard gain. He had 2 catches. Catches. Chiefs' run defense has been awesome. It has been awesome, dude. Don't you remember a few years ago when it was like you just dreaded the other team having the ball at the end of the game? There was no freaking way in hell we were stopping anybody. And you feel just as confident right now with our defense on the field at the end of a game as you do with Mahomes driving down the field.
I feel a little more confident in the defense than the
at this moment. Yeah, that's an argument to be made. So yeah, the run defense, I do think that could be what actually does make the Chiefs kind of blow this game open. If the Chargers can't run the ball, and you've got Taylor Heinicke having to run around there, or a hobbled Justin Herbert, and they're able to just tee off, that's when the Chiefs could open this up. Because I do think the Chiefs are going to start to play better offensively. I'm just not betting them until they do.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'll live with that. If I'm wrong on that, I will gladly be wrong.
Agree.
All right, next game, Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hell no, dude.
We just skip that. We don't even need to talk about that.
No.
All right.
There's no telling that, dude. Any combination of things could happen in that game. Who the hell are either of those teams?
Aren't the Browns? Are the Browns 2-1?
That just shows you how much I don't know about what the heck these teams are. I don't know. Browns are. See, they got beat by the Giants, which was insane.
That was this last week.
Yeah. They are 1-2. They lost to. They got blown out by the Cowboys, and then they lost to the Giants, and then they beat the Jaguars like everybody else has.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not touching this one, but I am excited for the next game. The Bills at Ravens on Sunday night. I got 2 plays in this game.
Here, I'm gonna give you the floor on this one because we do got to give the Bills their due, man. They're here. Let me pop back in for a second. They are the September Super Bowl champions, and they are looking great as always in the month of September. Dusty, talk a little bit about the Ravens and the Bills.
Okay, I love this game. Josh Allen has looked absolutely unbelievable. The younger playmakers have stepped up. Kincaid is great. Shakir has been great. It was really, I mean, Hunter, we talked about this week 1. Losing Stephon Diggs would actually benefit them. Okay,
we both called it.
Yeah, we made that point. And Josh Allen has clearly been able to carry the load. Looks phenomenal. I think this is maybe my favorite game so far this year of any game. That's including the Chiefs games. I think this is going to be set up to be a phenomenal football game. Ravens obviously have not had the start that they want at 1-2. But they got back on track against Dallas last week. 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks. I mean, I think that it's Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, in that order. And to get to watch this game is going to be awesome. So I've got 2 picks on this. Hunter, are you playing this game at all?
No, sir. I am not playing this game. I know you like it a lot, though.
So I do have the Ravens to beat the Bills. I think this is the week that we see the Bills lose their first game of the year. I've been talking about the Bills' schedule, the gauntlet that they are going to go through. And when I first saw that, I thought I was going to start with, the stretch that they were in before Jacksonville, right? That was – who did they have the week before? Was it Miami? Miami, Jacksonville, Ravens, and then I think they've got a tough one next week as well. I think they drop this week. They're on the road at Baltimore. Baltimore's got to continue to get that momentum back. I also love the under in this game. Okay, and I know I texted you. I accidentally sent you the over. Remember how I read the stat earlier on the over I was taking, and the 62% of it hitting on the over. But when you've got a 46.5, which is what this is, only 40% of those hit on the over. I think this is a game when the clock continues to run a lot. I think Lamar is phenomenal. He's going to run the ball a lot. I think Josh is going to run the ball a lot. I think this game goes a little quicker than we think. I also think that the defense has come up with some stops that maybe we aren't expecting. So I like the under on this, 46.5. I will probably just go ahead and bump it to 47 and play under 47 just so I've got a whole number there. So that's my official pick is over 40 or under 47, Buffalo and Baltimore. And I am taking the Ravens minus the 2 at home. Ravens minus 2, under 47.
Okay.
Official.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
How come you're not playing this, dude? On a primetime game? I guarantee I will bet you. You want to make a bet? Bet you I'll get you betting by the end of the show.
It's not gonna happen.
All
right, you're on.
Prime time, dude. It's prime time. You're gonna put money on this.
I know. I might. Yeah. You're kind of talking me into it, like I talked you into some stuff. So.
Dude, just put a $1 parlay on my 2 plays right there. You're good. Make $3.
Okay.
No, dude, I can't tell you how excited I am for this game. I mean, it's gonna be awesome to finish off. Get to watch the Chiefs game, and hopefully we were wrong and they blow out the Chargers, and then we get to finish the night with those two.
Yeah.
Right. And then, dude, what about these double headers on Monday night? That's kind of nice, especially when one of them's a blowout.
How many of those are there?
I don't know. It just started. Is it the rest of the way? I don't know. We can figure that out. But the first doubleheader, or the first one on Monday, we've got the Titans taking on the Dolphins on the road. Miami's favored by 1 at home. And the only reason Miami can possibly be favored in this game is because Will Levis has just been just quit turning the ball over.
Yeah, dude, he's I don't know. It's the most Titans thing ever to have somebody who is physically gifted and looks like the real deal coming out of the gate, and then for them to just be absolutely awful. I kind of love it, but
dude, I want to play the Titans here so bad because like the Titans should.
I know.
The Dolphins. I mean, they've got freaking Skylar Thompson. Which shout out to Ford Osage. I actually coached against him in high school when I was a high school coach. He was playing point guard for Fort Osage. He was a stud hooper too. So K-State guy. I would hope that I would love to see him do well, especially with all those weapons that they've got in Miami. Like, it would be awesome to see him do well. But it has not been good when he has played quarterback.
no.
And the Titans should be favored in this game, but Will Levis has shown over and over and over that he's unpredictable. And just when you think the Titans have it going, how many pick sixes has he thrown this year? 3?
Yeah, it's either 2 or 3. I was talking to a friend of mine here in Nashville, and they brought up a really good point. Oh, my friend Jordan Fox that gives us a hard time every single week whenever we have a losing week. He was like, hey, dude, did you see the stat that every time it's a third down, Will Levis throws, it's like a 75% chance he's going to throw to his number one option. So all they have to do is double or triple Calvin Ridley, and he's throwing a pick or a really bad pass. Like, it just doesn't seem like he's got it yet. And I'm not saying that he won't ever have it, because, like I said, it's his physical gifts. It's undeniable. I mean, the dude has a damn arm on him. He led a really good comeback last year against the Dolphins. They were down like 10-plus points in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and they came back. It was like one of the best comebacks ever on primetime. But, yeah, he's just, gosh, he's, he claims to be a mayonnaise guy, but he's playing like Miracle Whip out there, brother.
Dude, yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to play the Titans, but I'm not doing it. So I'm not touching this game either way. As of now, that's the first Monday night game. What about the last game of the week? We got the Seahawks taking on the Lions. Detroit is favored. It has moved more. It is now Detroit favored by 4 at home. Originally, when I sent you my pick, I had Detroit -3 that I was going to go ahead and roll with. And I feel like I'm on a lot of public side this week. It's split. I'm kind of 50-50 against the public with the public. But it is clearly moving and continuing to move with the Lions -4. And, dude, the Seahawks have looked really good.
Oh, I was on the wrong week. Yeah, the Seahawks, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to bet this game, but I'm staying away from it. Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. That's all. I mean, I'm not going to play this officially. I was, but the way that it keeps moving, I'm going to see what happens because I feel like it's going to keep moving. I feel like it's going to keep moving in the Lions' direction. Clearly, people don't believe in what the Seahawks have done to this point. I don't know, man. Geno Smith has continued to do what Geno Smith does, which would be just a really good game manager. They've got a good running game. Tyler Lockett, golly, he seems like he's got to be almost 40. I know he's not. DK Metcalf still looks explosive as hell. And the Lions have been kind of weird at home too.
I know they're not like just clearing away the dominant team at every single time they're at home like they were last year.
Yeah, but man, you still have to. I mean, if you had to pick right now, if you had to say who do you think the team to beat in the NFC is, who would you say with what we've seen so far, 3 weeks into the year? Who would you say?
The team to beat in the NFC?
Yeah.
I mean, the Vikings based on what we've seen so far. So.
Yeah, I still, to me, it's still the Lions.
Okay.
It's still the Lions. I think their weapons are so good. I mean, I don't know what is happening with Sam Laporta. He got carted off last week. I haven't seen for sure what is going on with him.
He's questionable, I think. I've got him in fantasy. That's the only reason I know that off the top of my head. I can see what it says now about him. But, man, they have not been using that guy like they did previously. I mean, goodness gracious.
That was another interesting point that they were talking about on sports radio this morning here in Kansas City. I think it was Dusty Likens talking about it. Dude, tight ends across the league, man. So everybody's bashing Travis Kelce and his production. Nobody's doing anything. Dalton Kincaid finally had a breakout game. And the point they were making was, look, teams are scheming against the tight ends now. Everybody's got a Travis Kelce. Maybe not Travis Kelce, but Dalton Kincaid, Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts, Trey McBride,
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers has the best numbers of any tight end right now. So it's not the position that it used to be, and we see teams catch up and start scheming differently, and that's what we're seeing right now. So that just gives me even more reason to think that Travis Kelce is going to come around.
Yeah,
I'm not worried one bit about that. This game, I'm going to wait and see what happens on this one. Also, do you have anything else to say on the games this week?
I was just going to say tight ends have been questionable ever since Darren Waller dropped that terrible sad boy hip-hop single. But that's about all I was going to say.
Dude, you got to make a reel on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelsey Plum messed up the whole tight end market, so.
Golly. Well, hey, shout out to Kareem Hunt getting signed off the practice squad yesterday, man.
Wait, is he elevated to the roster?
53 man.
I did not know that. That is super exciting and nostalgic to look forward to if you're a Chiefs fan. Hell yeah.
Should have never been let go in the first place.
I know. He shouldn't have done what he did.
Correct.
Did either. So,
correct.
Just idiot. But
that was very stupid. But I guess we don't need to get on a political.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's back.
Me too. Back.
It's been 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. And if for some reason that he could get a ring somehow, some way, would be, like you said, nostalgic. Would be pretty neat to kind of come full circle after doing some growing up and coming back here.
Yeah, and I just have one question for you. If J.K. Dobbins can go through everything he's been through and then look like the best back in the league, what's to say Kareem Hunt at some point couldn't possibly do the same thing? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying crazier things have happened in this league. The narrative is that Kareem Hunt is out of football shape. He's not nearly the player that he was a couple years ago. But, dude, we know that this league, there's a lot of great Cinderella stories. There's players like, Frank Gore that stayed in the league forever and just kept going. And then you got J.K. Dobbins has had multiple knee surgeries. And
the one thing J.K. Dobbins has got going for him is he's quite a bit younger, right? He's still quite a bit younger than Kareem Hunt. But, yeah, man, I mean, it's 100% possible. And the thing is for the Chiefs, it's a zero risk.
Zero.
Move. I mean, there is no risk. If it doesn't work out, they cut him, and it doesn't cost him any money. He wasn't even on a roster, which I think that's why people are saying that he's out of shape. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he was staying in shape. Hopefully he was working. And, dude, it would be really, really awesome to see him come in and kind of be a spark for us. And I'm hoping for it, man. Maybe that's why we need to take the Chiefs -8.
Yeah, maybe. I'm still not going to do that, but here's what I will say. I like that the Chiefs are kind of embracing the power back. Whatever that's, I don't know what the term is, but like they're embracing the power backs. Carson Steele obviously is a bruiser. P. Ryan, he's a smaller guy compared to Carson Steele, but he's a bruiser. He can truck some people. And then Kareem Hunt, if he gets going, and I mean, dude, that you talk about devastating if you're a defense having to just deal with those three guys hitting you over and over and over. Golly.
Yeah, and this is, man, we could sit here and talk about Chiefs stuff all day long, but
yeah,
this is Patrick Mahomes right now. Do you know that he has the shortest average target?
No.
His pass depth. Dude, they're throwing so many wide receiver screens, short stuff. I mean, they're not throwing the ball down the field. I really think that this is just the Chiefs and Andy Reid, specifically Matt Nagy. Dude, they don't care about right now. Everything, nothing matters until we get to January.
No.
Okay? Like, it just doesn't. And we've seen it over and over again that they're going to be vanilla. They're not going to let the end goal of what they want to look like at the end of the year. They're not going to sacrifice putting that out there for everybody to see what they want to be. Does that make sense?
Totally.
And they'll get by with, they've shown clearly that they're fine being a 3 seed if they have to.
Dude, Mahomes is just as good on the road as he is at home, and that's regular season, playoffs, anything, dude. As long as we get in the playoffs, we've always got a shot to
no doubt
to do something.
And I think that's the suckiest part for everybody else, which is why it's so fun to hate the Chiefs. It's just
got to blame somebody, so let's just blame the refs.
Yeah, I mean, and to be 3-0 in 3 games that you really easily could have lost all 3 of them. Yeah,
heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's annoying for everybody. So anyway, Hunter, do you have your bet slip? You want to wrap these up? Go through a review of your picks?
Yes. I'm just going to go through them quick because we've already been on for
an hour
and a quarter. I got Green Bay Packers -2.5 at home against the Vikings. I've got New England Patriots +10 on the road against the San Francisco 49ers. I've got the Dallas Cowboys -4.5 on the road against the New York Giants. I've got the Bengals -4.5 on the road against the Carolina Panthers. I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers +2.5 at home against the Eagles. And then lastly, I've got the LA Chargers +8.5 at home against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Dude, I feel like we've had some line movement since we
have. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'm talking since we've been on here. You said you had the Bengals -4.5?
Yeah.
Okay, they are now -3.5.
Golly,
since we've been filming this.
Somebody out there snag that -3.5 since I didn't.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just snag the 3 now. All right, so
I'm gonna throw some extra dough on that real quick, actually.
Okay. Yeah, we've had some movement here for sure. Was Rams and Bears 39 whenever we were talking about this? No, it was 21. Because it's 40. No, it's still 41. Okay, we're good. All right, here's my slip. I've got 2 games or 2 plays on the Bengals.
Okay.
I've got the Bengals -3, and I have under 49 on the Bengals and Panthers. That is moving. The line is moving on that total. Okay, it's moving on that total. It's at 48 now. My official pick is under 49. Bengals -3. Okay. Next one, Bills and Ravens. I've got 2 plays in that game. I've got the under 47, and I've got the Ravens -2.
Okay.
Under 47, Ravens -2. Oh, let's see. Dude, you're really trying. That Minnesota Vikings game, I'm still rolling with them. Vikings plus the 3 on the road at Green
Okay.
Bay. Taking that. I'm rolling with you on the Cowboys -6. Ooh. Hang on. You didn't. What was the Cowboys pick?
I got him at -4.5. And I do think the line is
Moving.
yeah, it's 6 right now.
Okay. I'm going Dallas Cowboys -5. Okay. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not rolling with the 6. I'm going the -5. And then Rams at Bears under 41. Rams at Bears under 41. LA Chargers plus the 8.5 against the Chiefs. That would be my 8 picks.
Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
Said 2 weeks ago when I had 9 plays, that was way too many. But I like these, man. I like these this week. We're going to get back on track. We're not losing confidence. Going to keep the pedal down. Winning week. This is the time right here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. How blessed are we to just that NFL football exists, dude. It is so
100%.
freaking fun.
Also,
I love it.
hey, we do need to remind everybody, for all of our hundreds of thousands of viewers here, this is all entertainment, right? This
Yep.
is not investment advice. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, whatever that number is. Okay,
1-800 bets off.
Well, I don't know if that's the number anymore. I haven't seen that in a while. But just if you have a gambling problem, this is strictly entertainment. We are not professionals. We're not professionals. Just to let everyone know that. If you've watched us the first 3 weeks, you'll realize that we're not professionals. Even the professionals, though, they're not doing well either right now.
No, dude. Action Network, not even they're doing good.
No, dude. And in fact, you said we got lit up on TikTok a little bit.
Oh yeah, this one guy said, "Dude, if I would have faded every pick you had, I would have made profit." And then he put the peace emoji and the cry emoji, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, you're right."
So what I would do then, if you're watching, you should fade every pick we make, and you will be profitable. Okay, and then what you need to do is then just comment on TikTok. Show us your bet slip. Hey, show us your bet slip. If you guys are doing better, we'd love to see it. Love to see it. Hope you guys are doing better. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're here to give you what we think, give you our reasoning, have some fun, and we know we've made money before on this, and that's why we're not losing confidence. Rolling right along.
That's right.
So, all right,
Everything.
Hunter. Peace out.
Appreciate
Man.
you. All right, man. Good hanging
too.
with you today. Love
All right,
love the picks for this week. I'll see you, buddy.
All right, brother. Bye.